Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Monday Night Raw review. I'm your host, the Invincible Vincent, and this show is brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. Now, tonight's Raw took place in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and started off with match number 1, which was a triple threat match, an elimination match actually, between Daniel Bryan, Kane, and CM Punk. Now, this was set up by Vicky Guerrero, as she announced, as she had already been made the interim GM for tonight and also for SmackDown. This match went back and forth a couple times. Ended up having Daniel Bryan be the winner after Kane got distracted, of course, by AJ, who's been making her presence known around here, allowing CM Punk to get the go to sleep on him. Following that, Daniel Bryan kicked CM Punk in the head and then went ahead and went for the pin. So Daniel Bryan got out of that one as the winner, and following that, we had Alberto Del Rio talking to Vicky, basically trying to schmooze his way into a shot against Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title. Dolph Ziggler came in and made it known that he wanted to get his rubber match with Sheamus before any of that happened, and Vicky went ahead and set up the match so that initially it was supposed to be Dolph Ziggler going against Alberto Del Rio, and whoever won was going to be the #1 contender. And that was set up for later tonight. And following that, match number 2, this was Brodus Clay going against Big Show, trying to get a little bit of revenge for what Big Show did to him last time they met. As the match went on, Big Show went ahead and immediately targeted Brodus Clay's knee, the left knee that was already in a brace, and basically pretty much made short work. Although Brodus Clay got in a couple of good shots, he went for the actually Big Show initially went for the WMD punch, but Brodus Clay headbutted him in the chest and pushed him back, and he went to slam Big Show, but as he tried to, as he already had him up, his knee collapsed on him, and Big Show landed on top of him, and subsequently got the win. Now, following that, after they came back from the commercial, they said during the commercial, as Brodus Clay was being helped out of the ring, Big Show showed up again, and at that point dropped the WMD punch on Brodus Clay. And so basically, newsflash, Big Show is still rampaging, and this looks to be going to continue. Following that, there was a video package celebrating John Cena's 300th wish granted to the kids at the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And after that, AJ had a conversation with Kane, and Kane told her that she made him feel some things he never thought possible. She thought that was a good thing at first, but he sort of indicated that not actually. First of all, he mentioned that he wasn't exactly boyfriend material. He said that he's a monster and he derives pleasure from eviscerating people, and he thinks that she's mentally unstable, and it's probably the best thing that they just stay away from each other. And so AJ, it looked like she was going to cry about it for a little bit, and then started to laugh. Newsflash again, AJ's crazy. Moving on, match number 3, United States Championship. This is Jack Swagger versus Santino Marella. Santino won this one with DDT on Jack Swagger, followed by the Cobra. John Cena, after that match, came out to make the announcement that had been talked about on Twitter all day. He indicated that, well, first of all, he told this story with himself, Big Show, John Laurinaitis, and Vince McMahon as all Star Wars characters. Wore on for a little bit, and he was getting ready to make his announcement when Chris Jericho came back. Chris Jericho, as you recall, had been suspended after an incident with the Brazilian flag in Brazil. Basically, he sort of desecrated the Brazilian flag, and the cops told him if he didn't apologize to the crowd, he was going to be arrested. And so he apologized. They didn't arrest him, but he got suspended because, WWE wants to keep, good relations with the folks in Brazil, so that they can come back and do shows there again. So, but moving on, Jericho commented that John Cena was arrogant. Well, first of all, he told John Cena to go ahead and get on with it, get on with this horrifying story, and then make his announcement. John Cena went ahead and made this announcement that he wants to throw his hat in the ring to get into the Money in the Bank match that's coming up. Now Jericho comments that Cena was arrogant for thinking that he can just put himself into the match. Jericho invented the Money in the Bank ladder match, and John Cena shot back that it's interesting that Jericho hasn't won any of them. And Jericho said that he wanted to enter himself into the match. And Vicky came out and announced that that this year is going to be a stipulation that it's going to be only WWE champions that will be involved in the Money in the Bank match. Those are going to be Kane, Big Show, Chris Jericho, and John Cena. So it's now set. And following that, she also said that they're going to have a match tonight, which happens as the main event. Now, following that, Lillian Garcia came out to announced that there was a former Raw main eventer that was going to be coming out when none other than Heath Slater comes out and starts to make his presence known. He says that he's the one-man band. He doesn't care who the guests are or what the guests from last week think of him. He's one of the top superstars, and he rules the world. Now, this was the cue for Sycho Sid to pop out. I haven't seen him around in years. He's got a little bit of age on him, but he still was able to push Heath Slater all over the ring. Heath Slater and Sycho Sid had match number 4, and Sycho Sid got out with the win after a release powerbomb was dropped on Heath Slater. So good to see him around again. Good to see him still alive and kicking. Good to see him drop Heath Slater. Not on his head, but close enough. Now, following that, we had match number 5. This was the number 1 contender match for the winner to get the World Heavyweight match against Sheamus on SmackDown this Friday. Now, this was Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler, as was mentioned earlier in the show. This match sort of culminated when basically they were supposed to get the clipboard with a contract on it off of one of the ring poles, or off of a pole rather, sticking up from one of the ring posts. Del Rio prevented Dolph Ziggler from getting it. Dolph Ziggler actually got it off of the pole, but it landed inside in the ring. They both fished around for it. Finally, the clipboard ended up on one side of the ring, and both of them actually rolled off the side of the ring facing the ramp. Now, at this point, Sheamus comes out and says that they're pretty much off the hook. They got lucky tonight because seeing as how neither one of them has won as yet, Vicky has gone ahead and changed it so that now they're going to have a triple threat match for the belt, the World Heavyweight Championship belt, on Friday SmackDown. So Sheamus says he's going to destroy both of them, and we'll see what happens on SmackDown. Following that, we went ahead and went to the 6th match, which was the Divas Summertime Beach Battle Royal. Basically, a lot of the Divas in bikinis. There was Beth Phoenix, AJ, Natalya, Caitlyn, Rosa Mendez, Tamina, Alicia Fox, who else? Layla, the champion, the current Divas champion. And also, towards the end, Vicky decided to put herself into the match. Now, several got eliminated pretty quickly, but down to the last three, AJ eliminated Layla, and then she eliminated Vicky Guerrero, and finally, after that, she engaged the crowd in the yes, yes, yes chant. So the winner for that one was AJ. Now, following that, we had the match that was spoken of before, but between Chris Jericho and John Cena. Now, this ended where Cena went for the 5-knuckle shuffle. Jericho got away, tried to put on the walls of Jericho. Cena got out of that, and at that point, Big Show comes out and comes down to the ring. Jericho manages to get Cena into the walls of Jericho, but while he's got him held up in the submission hold, Big Show drops the leg on John Cena's head and neck, and at that point, Jericho, well, first of all, that provokes the DQ because he interfered, and Jericho lets Cena go. And he's staring at Big Show, and Big Show asks him if he wants some too. And Jericho exercises the better part of valor and goes ahead and gets out of the ring. And at that point, Big Show puts Cena in the colossal clutch and will not let go. And the ref is firmly talking to him, not really making any moves toward him because, he's the Big Show. And finally he lets him go and Cena collapses. And that's where the show ends. So Continuing on with the Big Show versus Cena Heath there. So, and that's going to be going on until we get to the next pay-per-view. But nevertheless, that's how the show ended. That's what we have for you tonight. Check us out on Thursday. Cedar Scorpio is going to be there with the TNA Impact review. And for myself, the Invincible Vincent, take care and enjoy the rest of your week.